curriculum offer a simple formula for mental health and happiness. Students were asked to keep track of their sleep pattern, keep a journal of what they are thankful for, and perform random acts of kindness. That's it. These 3 simple rules, researchers have found, lead to happiness. Get enough sleep. Now, maybe once in a while you can do an all-nighter in college, but try to get enough sleep. Be grateful for what you have. And at night or in the morning, think about what you have to be grateful for. And we all have wonderful things to be grateful for. And finally, help other people. And if somebody helps you, pay it forward to somebody else. Those 3 simple things lead to happiness. So try to remember these things as we look to the future. From here, the members of the class of 2021 will be moving on to 108 different colleges and universities across the United States. This is incredibly impressive, and the list is amazing. It's posted on our website for all of you and parents to take a look at. I would read the name of all of these colleges and universities, but we do want to get out of here before midnight, so I can't. But this class will be attending schools, and give a shout out if I happen to mention the school you're going to. Same with parents. The class will be attending schools as far east in the United States as, well, Stony Brook University, Brown University, and Boston College, as far west as Pepperdine University and the University of California, as far north as the University of Michigan, Seattle University, and SUNY Buffalo. And as far south as the University of Florida, Baylor University, and the University of New Mexico. And over 100 schools in between the north, the south, the east, and the west. I'm so proud of you, and I know that you're going to do great. And wherever you go, bring that Herricks pride and strength with you. And during the months ahead, when you may get a little homesick and experience some uncertainty and self-doubt, when you long for a return to the security and comfort of your high school, stay confident and proud, because you are an accomplished Herricks graduate, and no one can ever take that away from you. Remember always, you are smart, proud, and strong. You are Herricks. Finally, I offer a simple and important piece of advice that was shared by Trustee Julie Chen. Stay close to your family and keep communicating with your parents, who have played a very important role in getting you to this milestone in your life. In fact, let's give a round of applause for all of the parents and family members here. They've stayed with you so far, and they will stay with you forever. Without their love and support, you wouldn't be here today. And once in a while, here's a piece of advice. Please do this. Actually call them and talk on the phone instead of texting them, because we really like to hear the sound of your voice. Don't forget that. So true. As I address the class of 2021 one final time, know that you will always be a part of Herricks, and Herricks will always be a part of you. Congratulations and best wishes for much continued success. Thank you.
I'm a lot shorter. Good evening, parents, families, teachers, Board of Ed, administration, and of course, graduates. I promise I'll be brief. Graduates, I'm gonna get to you guys in a few minutes. First, I'd like to address your parents. Parents, we did it. We got them here. From the moment they handed us that tiny little bundle without an instruction manual, I may add. It's been our job, our duty, to get them to this point. From their first tooth, to their first words, to their first steps, to their first day of kindergarten. Do you remember that day when you dropped them off that first time? Maybe you smiled, maybe you cried, maybe you did what I did and peeled out of the parking lot screaming, "Woohoo!" Don't judge me. Whenever they fell, we picked them up. When they cried, we wiped their tears. We encouraged them when we stood by them. We smiled with pride at that first third grade concert, even though they were awful. It didn't matter. We took them to soccer practice and dance class and taekwondo and music lessons and NISMA and tutoring. We made sacrifices. Does everybody remember when they came home with that recorder in third grade? Seriously, music teachers, what were you thinking? We shared in their joy. We watched them learn and try new things and make new friends, and we watched them grow. And before you knew it, it was fifth grade celebration and then eighth grade moving up. And then what seems to be a blink of an eye, here we are 13 years later after that first day in kindergarten. Those tiny little people have grown up to be these young adults that we have in front of us now. And now we have to face the hardest thing that we ever had to do as parents. It's time to let them go. It's time for our little birdies to leave the nest, to stretch their wings, and to learn how to fly. It doesn't mean we don't have to be there for them, but it won't be the same. So now, it's time to bite your lip, give advice only when asked, and resist the urge to rush in and solve their problems for them. Our job now is to step back and let them be who they are meant to be. Teachers, I want to take a moment to thank you for taking care of our children, for teaching them, encouraging them, and supporting them. Know that you've made an impact on their lives and helped shape who they are. Thank you. Graduates, now it's your turn. My most important piece of advice, you've already heard it a couple of times, is this: call home. Make sure you talk to your parents every once in a while. If you're staying home, every once in a while, make it a point to tell us about your day. Not to guilt you or anything, but I just told you how hard this is for us. So, kind of throw us a bone, please. You are all a bunch of amazing people, each in your own way. I look out and I see scholars and musicians and athletes and tech wizards and artists and business gurus and everything else under the sun. You have accomplished so much during your years here at Herricks. We are all incredibly proud of you, and you should be proud of yourselves. And now, you're moving on to one of the most exciting times of your lives. Make the most of it. Try new things, change your look, travel, take a semester abroad, go to concerts, to sporting events. Make new friends. Take off your masks and bask in the sunshine. Study and work hard, and most of all, remember to live your lives to the fullest. Make us proud by fulfilling your dreams. I, for one, cannot wait to see what people you become. We all can't wait to see you soar. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you. And I must say, Mrs. Chin, I was on that Philadelphia trip. And what happens in Philadelphia stays in Philadelphia. So we're now moving into the student portion of our program. And our next two speakers, well, I'm going to show my age, but they kind of are likened to Madonna or Beyonce. They've touched every aspect of Herricks from the first day I met them in 6th grade through 12th grade. Speaking first, and it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage in a moment, our salutatorian Kyle Pinzon. Kyle is an incredibly talented young man. Academically, he has taken and mastered the most challenging of academic programs. He stands with a grade point average of 4.19 and 6, yes 6, perfect 5s on AP examinations, only through junior year. That's right. A leader at school, Kyle currently serves as the school's executive board president and is vice president of the community club and a varsity member of the Quiz Bowl team. Kyle is also a skilled athlete and has excelled as captain and member of the varsity swim and badminton teams. A talented cellist, Kyle has many musical accomplishments to his name, including being twice selected All-State. Kyle will attend Vanderbilt University as a major in cello performance, with the likelihood of pursuing postgraduate degrees. It is my honor to present the salutatorian of the class of 2021, Mr. Kyle Pinzon.
Thank you, Ms. Keegan, for that very generous introduction. Good evening and welcome. Teachers, faculty, administrators, family members, and of course, my fellow classmates. We made it. 4 years ago, I started my middle school graduation speech the same exact way. We made it. Back in 8th grade, 4 years seemed like so long. We couldn't wait to grow up, dreaming of this exact moment. But now that we're actually here, I think it's safe to say that 4 years really weren't that long at all. Today, I want to share just a 5-minute piece of my 18 years here at Herricks. When we were 7, life was great. Most of us didn't have a worry in the world. We had homework that consisted of reading picture books and bedtimes before 10. But there were some nights when I went to sleep at 1 a.m. because I would stay up late playing Pokemon. Pokemon was the first video game I ever played. It immersed me in this mysterious world where my imagination could run free, which is why I loved it so much. It made me happy. As we got older, a lot changed. Most of us became lucky to be in bed by 1 a.m. no days to sleep in or stay up late playing games. In high school slang, I was labeled as a try-hard. I always thought that I had to keep up this 24/7 appearance of being a model student. I pushed myself to work harder, trying to outperform the expectations I thought others had for me. It was draining, both mentally and physically. This pressure to meet the expectations of the people around us is something I know many of us feel, especially for my fellow graduates here at Herricks. Whether it's being the perfect student, son, daughter, mom, or dad, the roles we aim to fulfill aren't always based on our own happiness, but rather of those around us. Things obviously changed once COVID hit. Life slowed down for a lot of us because of the pandemic. This was a huge change for me because I was a pretty busy guy in high school. Once quarantine started, it was like I finally became a normal teenager. I had a lot more free time, and what I choose to do with all of it? Well, the only logical thing a normal, not so try-hard teenager would do. I started playing video games again. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I'm utter garbage at video games. Like most of us, I hate being bad at stuff. If I'm bad, sometimes I'll work hard to get better, but more often than not, I'll just focus on the things I'm good at. But with video games, I don't care. I didn't really realize until quarantine started and I began to play more, but when I'm gaming, I'm content with being bad. The joy I get doesn't come from the game itself, but rather from sharing the experience with my friends. In the absence of school and hanging out in real life, gaming has helped me stay connected with people that I love. So I guess in a sense, by slowing down my life, the pandemic gave me a chance to return to being a kid, a time when I was driven to simply have fun. Over the past years, I've been conditioned to constantly work towards the next test, the next competition, the next goal, and it worked. But throughout this marathon of effort, I somehow lost sight of the motivation I held onto so tightly when I was younger: my own happiness. This year, I've made the choice to return to that happiness. If you asked me freshman year what I'd be doing in 10 years, I'd say science. If you asked me sophomore year what I'd be doing in 10 years, I'd say I'll be doing research in a lab. If you asked me junior year what I'd be doing in 10 years, I'd say I'll be doing chemistry research on materials design. Today, senior year me is proud to stand before you and tell you what I'll be doing. This fall, I'll be attending Vanderbilt University to study not science, but music. Thank you. It's not like I don't like science. I mean, you can ask Mr. Ganji how much I just loved physics, but rather that I know now that I used to like science for the wrong reasons. I liked science because other people told me I was good at it, because it came to me easily. I like music, well, like is an understatement. I love music because it's what truly makes me happy. Music not only immerses me into my own emotions, but it allows me to help others feel those emotions too. A little like gaming, music makes me happy because it connects me with others, an idea that's become much more important throughout the pandemic. So if the English department made you do a rhetorical analysis of my speech, the main idea would be that you should live life motivated not by what others think, but by your own happiness. My journey to learn that lesson and come to terms with who I really am was a hard one. I'm bisexual, and a big part of the reason why I worked so hard in high school was because I felt ashamed of my own sexuality. I thought that I needed to become the best outwards version of myself to combat who I was on the inside. Pretending to be someone who I wasn't impeded my own happiness for a really long time. And I know many of us have felt this way before. Whether it's dealing with the pressures and expectations of high school, our families, or society, these constrictions often box us in and make us feel like we need to be someone that we're not. This year especially has challenged all of us. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that no matter how much the world around us changes, if we want to grow with it, we have to start with ourselves. To wrap things up, I have a lot of thank yous to give out. I know this part usually goes at the end, but these people have been so important to me that it only seemed fitting that I ended with this. First, the teachers and faculty here who have been like family to me. I owe so much to Herricks, and you guys are 100% the reason why. To Miss Nelson, and Miss Krucher specifically, thank you for teaching me that one of the greatest things a friend can be is someone that'll listen. Secondly, my friends. Thank you for pushing me to grow into the person I am today. I wouldn't be as happy as I am now without the loving family that I found in all of you. Also, thank you to Alex and Tredavi for listening to the speech many, many, many times. Lastly, my family. Thank you for creating a home that has given me so much. Because it's in our home that I learned how to feel strong in my vulnerability, to be myself, to be happy with myself, and most importantly, to love myself. And Mom, I know I didn't always make it easy, but thank you for sacrificing all that you did to put me on the stage. I love you. I love all of you. I want to close with one last sentiment. As we move on to our futures, remember this. Happiness is not reactionary. It starts, continues, and ends with us. It's important that we find our own happiness, because once we do, we will truly be able to share it with others and continue the impact that we've started here at home. Thank you, and congratulations to the 2021 graduating class of Herricks High School.
Thank you, Kyle. I would now like to welcome to the podium our valedictorian for the class of 2021, Rhea Rushquina. In addition to attaining a super score of 1600 on the SATs, Rhea has earned perfect sixes on 8 advanced placement examinations. Earlier this school year, Rhea was recognized as a Regeneron Science Talents Search Scholar. She currently serves as the Executive Board Vice President and is also a leader in the STEM Club, Tri-M Music Honor Society, and Euro Fed Challenge, for which she is co-president, and the Herricks Explore, Create, Share organization as the Public Relations Podcast Editor. At the onset of the pandemic, Rhea helped organize Herricks Strong, single-handedly, a community-wide group and a fundraiser for those directly impacted by COVID-19. Prior to that, she volunteered at the Sun Harbor Manor Nursing Home and at our middle school's Friday Night Rec program. In addition to her scholastic aptitude and charitable endeavors, Rhea is an athlete and a scholar. She serves as captain of the varsity cross-country team and has earned all-county honors and qualified for the 2018 Class A state championships. She plays the clarinet in the wind ensemble and has earned distinction being named to the All-State Symphonic Band. Rhea plans to embark on a medical path and will attend Brown University's program in liberal medical education. It is my distinct pleasure and with the utmost respect that I introduce to you the class of 2021 valedictorian, Rhea Rushquina.
I've always said that my biggest fear is public speaking. Go figure. Teachers, faculty, administrators, family, friends, and the 343 people I have the honor of calling my class. Good evening and welcome. For those of you who don't know me well, I've written down 99% of everything I've done over the past 4 years in 6 notebooks. Every day of my life has been organized by a checkbox list detailing every little thing I have planned, from finishing a research paper to folding my laundry. There's something really satisfying to me about physically checking a box and having a tangible record of the things I've done. And today, I stand in front of you about to check another box. Graduation speech. Later, we're going to be checking an even bigger box together. High school. Herricks High School, a 2017 National Blue Ribbon School, and the entire Herricks district are places filled with high-achieving students. Really high-achieving students. I'm grateful to have grown up in this environment since first grade, but I spent a lot of time running between meetings and activities and trying to get as much done as possible. Sometimes I think that all of high school, and all of school in general, can technically be boiled down to a list. Each grade is a box to be checked. Every standardized test and project and supplement and Google Meet another. For a long time, I was so caught up in my boxes, in the things I had to do, that I never thought to look at the rest of the page. The past year and 3 months has affected all of us in different ways. For me, I finally had nothing to do, no boxes to check. I always thought that everyone viewed me as the person who does everything, and to the best of my ability, I've worked to be that person. Last year, for the first time, I was no longer defined by the things I did simply because they could no longer happen. And it was in that uncomfortable period when I realized it's the little moments that count. Whether that be having my mom always there to shuttle me between activities, or only needing 2 minutes to walk across the street to school, or the first cross-country meet where I met the teacher I now call Mom, or finding the last piece of a dark chocolate bar hidden in the back of the pantry. Though checkboxes will always be a part of my life, and all of us are going to have lists of things we need to get done, the most memorable pockets of time usually can't fit into a checkbox. And I think it's those moments that make us the people we are. Another thing about me, I like to laugh a lot, but I don't always enjoy dealing with the rest of my emotions. This past year threw situations my way that weren't great, and also involved emotions for me to work through. It hasn't been the most pleasant process, but I think emotions are one of the things that make us human. Even though I might not feel my best all the time, I'm fortunate that I'm able to feel. Emotions are what bring our experiences out of checkboxes and into the much more complicated blank space between them. I've become caught up in lists of things to do, but I'm a human being, not a human doing. The being might not be pretty all the time, and that's okay. From everything we've been through this year, I don't think we can ask for anything more, but we can try to look at what we do have differently. My 17-year-old understanding of life is that we're conditioned to move vertically, always looking toward the next thing above us. Success is often defined by how far up we move, and we often forget to look sideways at everything else there. We made it through this year, and I'd call that a success. This speech is technically one part of my moving up to my next step, but right now, I would give anything to be able to walk off this stage and hug my dad. Unfortunately, I can't have that, and that's also okay. It just makes every moment I have shared with him that much more valuable. So, to my class and to everyone, no matter how many boxes you check, never lose sight of the people, places, and experiences that help you find joy in striving to live outside the box. I do, however, have one important list to go through tonight. Not one of checkboxes, but rather of people who have filled my heart in ways I could never fully express in words. First, to my parents. My mom, who's always there, and my dad, who made everything possible. Thank you for giving me the world and more. I love you. To my brothers, everyone's favorite twins. Thank you for making me feel short all the time, but also for allowing me to be your big sister. You're pretty cool sometimes. To my grandma, my Aji, the Kulkarnis, and the rest of my family watching from around the world, thank you for your blessings and love. To Mrs. Baracaldo, also known as Miss Gurick, also known as my school mom, thank you for knowing when to scold me for doing dumb things and when to give me head pats and hugs. To Mrs. Nelson, thank you for my blue journals and for listening to me ramble and for noticing the little things. Because yes, you do that sometimes. To my friends, I know I'm not always an easy person to handle, but thanks for sticking around. To my locker neighbor since 6th grade, even though I don't see you as often as I wish I did, thank you for never failing to put a smile on my face even when your world was turned upside down. To the tall one in the Carter Nelson morning walk, thanks for putting up with my 5-year-old self pretty much every day. I appreciate you very, very much. To every teacher I've had and every member of the faculty who has touched my life in some way, thank you for making me the learner, thinker, and person I am. And lastly, to the Herricks community, thank you for supporting me and my family. Because of you, I know I'm not alone. Now, something just for me. Graduation speech, check. Will I be proud of that checkbox? Sure. Am I glad that I haven't fallen on my face in these heels yet? You bet. But is the greatest part of all of this the moment I'm in right now, standing in front of the group of people I've grown up with in all of Herricks? 3,000% yes. This is a moment that could never be confined to a box, and I'm grateful to share it with all of you. Congratulations.
Really, one more time for both Kyle and Rhea, my Madonnas. It's at this portion of the program that the announcement is made of who our guest speaker is. And each year, it is the class that makes that decision. To announce our guest speaker for this year, I bring the most steady and consistent member of the class, your senior class president, Akshal Shah.
Good evening, parents, friends, faculty, administration, and the stars of tonight's ceremony, my fellow graduates. I would like you all to take a moment and imagine this. You walk through the front doors of Herricks High School. You're greeted by one of the security guards who asks to see your ID and checks your temperature. You walk towards the gym and past the computer labs. You decide to peek your head in and see an anxious group of AP Computer Science students waiting for Ms. Ho, but she's nowhere to be seen. You decide to walk forward. You walk towards the senior lounge and make a left. As you're walking past the library, you see a group of juniors and seniors in room 202 waiting for Mr. O'Brien to open the computer carts so that they can begin their virtual enterprise operations. Something seems off, but because he's also not there. But you walk forward, you keep going, and you tread forward. You then walk past room 207, which is often very lively and full of Mrs. Nelson's jokes. But for some reason today, all the students in that room are sitting on their phones or just doodling. I don't know about all of you, but I'm getting goosebumps just visualizing this. A school without teachers is truly incomplete. We can probably run through these aisles right now, and I guarantee that each person here has at least one teacher or more who they call their best friend, with whom they have shared laughs and shed tears, from whom they have taken advice or possibly even given advice, without whom they cannot imagine surviving a single day of high school or any of its obstacles. But to save us all the time of going through these rows right now, we'd put out a Google form to the class a few short weeks ago and had them vote for some of their best friends, the teachers whose smiling faces and friendly waves they needed to start off each morning. Although all 150 teachers in this building have had an impact on at least one student in this graduating class, the following 6 teachers completely changed our Herricks experience for the better. But wait a minute, 6 graduation speakers? That's unheard of. It's historical, as a matter of fact. Let me start off by saying that tonight's ceremony was planned just a few weeks ago. Our circumstances this year have been ever-changing and ever-evolving. And with it, our idea of what graduation will look like kept on changing to make it as similar as possible to what every Herricks graduate before us has received. So originally, the plan was to have 6 separate graduation ceremonies. And for that, we would need 6 different guest speakers. But as the situation evolved and restrictions eased, we were fortunate enough to condense it down to one cumulative ceremony, with all of our friends, all of our family, all of our teachers, and all of our peers. So for the first time in Herricks history, I present to you the class of 2021's 6 graduation speakers. And as I do so, I need each student here to cheer as loud as they can for each teacher that I introduce that you agree has helped make your high school career a success. So I would now like to invite Mr. O'Brien, Mrs. Nelson, Miss Faith, Mr. McManus, Ms. Ho, and Dr. Ganji to say a few words to the graduating class. Let's give them all a huge round of applause.
Thank you, Akshal. We gather today to celebrate and bid farewell to the class of 2021. As you set off to scatter in new, exciting directions, take a moment to appreciate that you will always share a bond with those here with you today. These are the people who have populated your wet cement years. The people that shaped you and your experiences as you found your footing and began to figure out who you are today and who you will become in the years ahead. I'm always quick to say, we Highlanders are a fortunate crew. At its center, Herricks is a community that serves as a ladder to your happiness and success. And while last year, for a snap of time, we felt that ladder shake a bit, Herricks again reminded us how important it is to have a steady starting ground, a core group of spotters, and the reassurance you can make the next rung even when you feel the space between the two has gone a little wonky. As seniors, you led the way back in the fall with strength and perseverance. Your ever-present commitment to excellence, but more importantly, your commitment to each other pushed open the door to the new year and widened the horizon. Because getting here to throw your cap in the air is a direct reflection of your fortitude. In this very different year, you worked with, to, and for each other and awed all of us along the way. It was your friends, your family, your work, and your promise that buoyed you through the whitewater and brought out the sun when it was time to float. So let's go forward as tested but stronger swimmers, knowing one good idea, one kind thought, one encouraging word shared becomes one good thing after another. So take the spirit of Herricks and plant it everywhere you go. Carry forward gratitude and generosity. It will serve as a reminder and remainder of our time spent here together at Herricks. Congratulations, class of 2021. Well earned and well done.
Good evening, everyone. If you were a kid like me, you liked to live inside your own imagination when you were younger. And I know so many of you were. Hopefully, like me, you came across the book, The Phantom Toll Booth, at some point during elementary school and fell in love with it. It may have been published 15 years before even I was born, but so much of Milo's journey mesmerized me. I especially loved his trip to Dictionopolis, which must come as no surprise, given the name of the land and my own eventual career choice. What stood out to me most, though, was how much the author, Norton Juster, seemed to understand about what really mattered. I still remember coming across this line and stopping short. Here it is. So many things are possible, just as long as you don't know they're impossible. And when I think of the class of 2021, I think of a group of people who clearly don't understand the meaning of the word impossible because you have never accepted the idea that anything is. You know what's possible because no matter how difficult it was, you kept going, even in the face of greater adversity than any of us has ever faced before. You certainly adapted to a year unlike any other. You somehow knew when you needed to be in school, when you were staying home, when you had to log in, and which Google Classroom assignments were due on different days and at different times. In a year when you saw half of your class every other day, you still figured out how to find your friends in school, at home, at their jobs, or at their games. You also figured out, frighteningly easily, where to find your teachers at any and all times of day. Whether that meant they were in their classrooms, in a courtyard, or in a hallway. No one is worried about how you will fare next year because your ability to navigate the unknown is undeniable. And that's not easy for any of us. The bottom line is that you are remarkable. In a year with no definitive answers about anything, you have proven that nothing is impossible for you. Norton Juster created a magical world in the Phantom Toll Booth, and you are already creating one that's just as fascinating and mesmerizing. Congratulations, class of 2021. I can't wait for the next chapter of this book.
Hello, everyone. Well, here we are. What an honor it is to be with you all and this tremendous class of graduates before me. You are quite something. You have been since the moment you entered Herricks High School. Albert Einstein once said, "Life, it's like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." This year, we were challenged. We did not choose this pandemic. However, you made great choices. You persevered, and you did it. My message for you today is to consider how we choose to ride through this life. For me personally, it has been a joyride pedaling along this path with you all since freshman year back in the day. Look, at times, that bicycle ride called life, it may be riddled with a few rough patches where you have to duck, swerve a little bit. Oh my, sometimes you gotta jump right out of that seat. But then we dust ourselves off, we right ourselves again, and we continue on our path. We must keep moving. Successful people like yourselves find ways to navigate through rough terrain, to keep moving forward, to stay on that bike. And then there are days like today. We encounter a smooth path, a finish line. This, your graduation day. So at times along that path, you may need a little advice, comfort, support, perhaps simply a hug and a little beso is all you need. As Herricks graduates, always remember that you can ride your bike back up that hill at any point. As you cruise along your beautiful path, you can always come right back home. My promise to you is to have an endless supply of besos for every member of this remarkable class of 2021. Besos means kisses in Spanish, and that is how we ended many of our Spanish classes together over the last 4 years. And that was also our way of staying connected this past year as we shouted it down the hall to each other from behind our masks. So graduates, it's only fitting that we give a Herricks shout out of besos one more time. Graduates, in a moment, let's give one final loud and loving Herricks besos. And let's send those besos to your parents, your family members, your friends, your Herricks community, who have all guided you and celebrated you from the moment you stepped into kindergarten. So graduates, one last time, a little class participation. Would you please stand with me a moment? Levántense, por favor, eso. Let's go. Gracias. If you would please turn to your family members that are here with you tonight in this beautiful stadium. And you know what's coming. Let's go. On the count of 3, I want you graduates to give your family members a besos and then send those besos out to those loved ones for having traveled on this journey with you. All right, graduates, let's hear it count down with me from 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Besos! Eso, eso. Well done. Bien hecho, well done. Beso. My final beso is dedicated to you, our graduates. And you better believe I have faith in each and every one of you. I couldn't resist. Now look, let's stay on that bike. Keep on pedaling, baby. It's gonna be a great ride. Besos! Congratulations.
Tough act to follow. I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to give you one last AP psychology lesson. Over the last several weeks, many of you have stopped me in the hall. You wanted to give me some advice on this speech. Some have asked for it to be funny, and others wanted to shed a few tears. I can't promise either, but I can assure you that what I'm about to say is going to come from the heart. Ralph Waldo Emerson once asked what we would do if the stars only came out once every 1,000 years. Consider this for a moment. No one would sleep that night, of course. We would stare in awe and wonder. Instead, the stars come out every night, and we stare at our phones. Just like the beauty of the night sky, we take who we are and why we are that way for granted. We hide from our true nature, from the people we really are, but there was no hiding during quarantine. Quarantine provided us a powerful opportunity for self-reflection, and this allowed me to realize what was truly important in my life, my family, my friends, and quite honestly, being your teacher. Losing the connection with you in the classroom each day robbed me of an essential part of myself. And perhaps because of that loss, the relationship I have built with you, the class of 2021, is a truly special and unique one. The circumstances of the last 2 years broke down so many of the traditional boundaries that exist between teacher and student. Through last spring and my family's quarantine this winter, you were in my home. You met my family, you saw my house, and you laughed at my dog. You saw my kids eating snacks and bouncing on the trampoline when they were supposed to be in class. You mocked me because I often had to teach class from my son's bedroom, surrounded by stuffed animals. We learned to practice empathy, patience, and flexibility together. We realized that school was about so much more than grades and content. In so many ways, I think I learned more from you than you learned from me. You were a lifeline during the darkest days of the pandemic. You are wonderful people and will always have a special place in my heart. You've shown me that the class of 2021 is uniquely prepared for the challenges of life after high school. I have no doubt you will use the lessons of last year on your path to great success. Thank you. I love you guys. I am so proud of you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Thank you so much for inviting me to be here this evening, and a special shout out to my multivariable classes. They've endured me for 2 years. What a journey this year has been. You know, it was just a little over a year ago, Herricks High School started the hashtag, Herricks Apart Together. And it truly is a theme that has resonated with me. While we were apart, we found ways to be together. Together, we connected and we stayed in touch. Who knew Google Meets would be part of our day-to-day lives? But it was through those meets, we got to see your full, maskless faces, your smiles, sometimes your pajamas, and even your dogs, like Viru, Yoshi, Bella, Coffee, Moo, and Marley. Together, we supported each other. I struggled in the beginning of the year. I felt like I was drowning under 10 Google Classrooms, Cohort A, Cohort B, fully remote learning, different deadlines. And it was you who told me it was going to be okay and reassured me. This year was tough in so many different ways, but I saw how you supported me, you supported each other, provided friends with words of encouragement and a shoulder to cry on. Together, we can do unexpected things. I'm sure we never thought a math challenge would be a headline event during Battle of the Classes, that I would be asked to help find visually appealing math problems, and to give a play-by-play with Mr. Hodge for a math showdown in the gym. Although it was a different Battle of the Classes, it was your spirit that made it feel the same and even more memorable. You were willing to be flexible, and you did it with grace. Together, we rallied. We spoke out against hate, embraced our differences, listened to one another, and validated each other's individual perspectives with open minds and hearts. We led with love and acceptance. We found our voices and learned to speak up. And tonight, together, we celebrate. We celebrate you, the class of 2021, and all that you have achieved. Thank you again for having me as part of your journey. Congratulations.
Wow. To the graduating class of 2021, reflecting upon what you have endured over the past 2 academic years, I wish to share with you several words. Words that have shaped the very essence of who I am. Words I consider my value system. Therefore, as your class parent, I wish to share them with my children. Let us start with compassion. Be kind, be loving, and do not judge. See the world through your heart, not your eyes. Humility. Be down to earth. Speak less, listen more. You only need to prove to yourself, not others. Remember, you are a reflection of your parents and those that love you. To them, you are everyone and everything. Gratitude. Be thankful for what you have, and always give more than what you can. In giving, there is great joy. Sincerity. Nothing is more important than self-worth. Live each day knowing you have not lied nor deceived anyone. Resilience. Be strong-willed. Weather the storms of life with a stern heart and a clear mind. Perseverance. Be resolute and take challenges head on. Do not fear failure, for failure is an incredible teacher. Finally, as I extend my arms and open my hands to set you free and allow you to grow as young adults, I share these 2 quotes by Rumi. You are not meant for crawling, so don't. You have wings. Learn to use them and fly. Raise your words, not your voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder. With great respect, admiration, and love, congratulations, and travel the journey well. God bless.
Thank you so much. At this time, I ask that those members of the senior graduation chorus to please move forward and over to my right, your left. And at the same time, those members of the senior graduation committee should move forward and prepare for the next stage, which will be the awarding of diplomas. While our graduation chorus gets set, I thought that I would say a few words just to extend the speeches and the ceremony for an additional 15 minutes. Just kidding. But in this unprecedented year, we certainly have done our part to make this a very memorable moment. And yes, as Mr. McManus mentioned, you had opportunities to come into our homes. Education will never be the same. When we crave for that moment to return to the past, we began to question, what can we do better? You have always driven us to be and do better, and we thank you. And parents, family, and friends, I hope our 6 speakers gave you an opportunity to see the incredible relationship our students and staff have cultivated over the years. We see you, students. We value you. We will always support you. And I do think at this time, our graduation chorus is ready.
Sorrow can't be slain. again. May God hold you in the palm of his hand, and until we meet again. May God hold you in his
Thank you, Mrs. O'Hanlon, and of course, the beautiful voices of our graduation chorus. Students from our graduation committee, if you've not moved forward, please prepare. For at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the time in the program, which is the reason we've all gathered here tonight. Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Solano, and all in attendance this evening. It is with a great deal of pride and pleasure that I present to you the Herricks class of 2021.
Sophia Saletta. Arya Agarwal. Azur Wingwala. Abbas Safi. Isabella Schneiderman. Taranpreet Kaur. Caitlin George. Akshal Shah. Kyle Pinzon. Ria Wasquina. Ellen Hahn. Ryan Abdulazadi. Muhammad Abdullah. Jonathan Abraham. Nirvana Aganori. Ryan Augusto. Ariba Ahmed. Heba Ahmed. Sef Asan. Ayan Ali. Kelsey Alvarado. Nicholas Amin. Jaylene Aponte. Lucas Aponte. Sophia Arcis. Thomas Argento. Jonathan Arias. Fiza Arif. Kumel Arif. Aliyah Athar. Sumaya Babar. Nicole Bayer. Daniel Bosch. Kate Baronello. Samantha Barba. Christiana Biacco. Alyssa Samuels. Allison. Adam Beltran. Jaya Benjamin. Giovanni Berthelone Falaxon. Benjamin Binder. Ralph Bonelli. Emmanuel Borokov. Kylie Brucalari. Avani Butala. Joshua Ethan Cabahug. Alexa Campbell. Madison Carson. Jessica Chaco. Kevin Chan. Devin Chandler.
Aaron Chang. Marcus Chow. Ahadullah Chaudhry. Hao Chen. Robert Chen. Stanley Chen. Vivian Chen. William Chen. Jillian Chester. Caitlin Ching. Selena Chang. Justin Chin. William Chin. Madison Chu. Ludia Cho. Chloe Choi. Ryan Choi. Stella Chu. Christian Chung. Jane Chung. Jay Chung. Sorry. Tyler Chung. Catherine Coffey. Jaden Coronado. Cross Gareth Correa. Tyler Costin. Thank you. Harrison Daniels. Jacob Dannenberg. Sophia Dowie. Taylor David. Naila Daza Kotois. Avina Desai. Sahit Doku. Brandon Donnelly. Maria Duelis. Daniel Dunn. Alana Egan. Michaela Eisinger. John Espinal Colon. Yezabella Espinoza. Allison Esposito.
Eliana Faraminpour. Michael Femia. Mary Fernandez. John Flem. Richard Galgano. Rose Gann. Daniel Garcia. Dorbin Garcia. Alexander Jang. Anna Justino. Elisa Gopi. Avinav Goyal. Stephanie Guaman. Dia Guglani. Siddharth Gundapaneni. Radha Gupta. Dylan Haas. Isan Hatchell. Arnav Honda. Hadia Hanif. Samir Hassan. Christina Herbener. Gregory Hugh. Kayla Huang. Kyle Hunter. Miriam Ibrahim. Ariba Irfan. Leah Jacobson. Tambi Javeri. Haley Jimenez. Sanju John. Emma Joseph. Rebecca Joseph. Victoria Joseph. Karan Kaknya. Naya Kaura. Avanthia Candilas. Naman Kapoor.
Christina Kara Nicholas. Gurnor Kaur. Gursimran Kaur. Mahak Preet Kaur. Tarunjat Kaur. John Kernan. Sahana Kesavan. Fatima Khan. Andrew Kim. Andrea Kim. Clara Kim. Dongju Kim. Dylan Kim. Grace Kim. Leah Kim. Ryan Kim. Timothy Kim. Thomas Coe. Justin Coe. Christina Kokis. Jessica Copping. Preeti Krishnamurthy. Aryan Kumar. Ashutosh Kumar. Sanketh Kumar. Kezia Kurian. Georgios Lagamgis. Haritha Lakshmanan. Julian Lamb. Joshua Lassen. Maggie Lau. Antonio Losella. Domenico Losella. Harrison Lee. Josephine Lee. Nicholas Lee. Caden Lay. Ryan Leitner.
Samuel Leung. Michelle Liang. Shirley Lin. Tongyu Lin. Yu Lin. Evangelia Litos. Emily Liu. George Liu. Aditya Loda. Andrew Louie. Jocelyn Ma. Sridevi Mahesh. Anis Maclad. Michelle Malik. Muhammad Malik. Jacqueline Manetta. Emily Markeline. Karen Martinez. Anthony Mastronardi. Brandon Matthew. Jeff Matthew. Maya Matthew. Aiden Matthews. Emma Matson. Noah Medina. Michelle Merara. Franco Mendez. Michael Meng. Eliza Mirza. Ryan Moon. Natalie Movahedian. Nicholas Moy. Samantha Moy. Harris Naeem. Henna Nair. Brendan Nanku. Daniel Navy. Ayana Ing. Lily Wren. Bernardo Nieto Gonzalez. Jenna Novella. Malachi O'Brien. Sheila O'Mara.
Emily Ocasio. Marcus Osakowski. Dylan Oskan. Avani Pal. Andy Pan. Mayatri Pandya. Angela Paniker. Anisa Patel. Krish Patel. Nandani Patel. Pooja Patel. Rishi Patel. Riya Patel. Viral Patel. Nimisha Paul. Adam Pidzik. Philip Pilla. Raquel Perez. John Pica. Nicholas Picano. Erica Pizza. Eric Poneman. Sabrina Pradeep. Emmett Quispe. Brianna Ranello. Aditya Rao. Arfan Rashid. Aisha Rahman. Olivia Riordan. Anthony Sekis. Hannah Samimi. Kevin Samuel. Alexander Sanchez. Emma Santiago. Mena Santiago. Audrey Santosas. Charlotte Santosas.
Jennifer Schmidt. Nicole Schwartz. Sophia Schwartz. Dev Sethi. Ariel Sezanayev. Ashna Shah. Dev Shah. Faraz Shah. Krish Shah. Parmeet Shah. Rikav Shah. Rishi Shah. Ali Shaheed. Krutika Shamaganathan. Irene Shao. Fiona Shehu. Aliza Sheikh. Crystal Shim. Arya Lakshmi Shaihu. Ethan Silverman. Justin Sim. Ellie Simkai. Amani Singh. Anmavir Singh. Brianna Singh. Christina Singh. Gurveer Singh. Manveer Singh. Ranjit Singh. Taryn Singh. Jennifer Slattery. Zane Sohail. Evan Sullivan. Roya Sultani Tizay. Luke Samis. My bestie Josiah Somrat. Crystal Sue. Mika Spahn. Medika Srinivasan. Sonali Suvasya. Olivia Svitak. Emily Tai. Arjun Telepatra. Kiara Tan. Kelly Tang. Ryan Tang. Lennox Thomas. Swagath Thomas. Kenneth Tokar. Thomas Toscano. Vanessa Toscano. Christina Sai. Kim Swag. Arlene Bagari. Ethan Vargas. Christina Varghese. Roshni Varki. William Basilikos. Bharat Venkatesan. Isha Verma. Arpitha Vinod. Nicola Verdoliak. Robert Wang. William Wang. Emily Way. Jacqueline Weinstein. Kaylin Wong. Jeremy Wong. Natalie Wong. Christy Wu. David Zhang. Eris Yang. Justin Yang. Leo Yang. Na Young Yi. Daniel Yu. Redron Zaman. Aiden Zhang. David Zhang. Tom Zhang. Evan Zhang. Matthew Zhu.
Wow, that was a lot of great positive energy. And I must say, The first time in my career, I've never heard more gracious graduates. So many of you were just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know if it's because it's almost over, or no, I think the reality is you're just amazing. At this time, I'd like to join me at the podium our senior class advisors, Lee Candolino and Laura Gurk. Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Solano, and all in attendance this evening, I do hereby attest, in accordance with the laws and regulations of the state of New York, the New York Board of Regents, and the Herricks Public School District, that all the students present here tonight have successfully completed all requirements necessary to graduate from Herricks High School, and I declare them forever the class of 2021. Ms. Candolino and Ms. Gurk, will you please lead the tassel exchange and hat toss?
As your class advisors, we are honored to lead you in the timeless tradition of the tassel turn.
The moving of the tassel signifies progressing to the next chapter of your lives.
At the conclusion, feel free to toss your caps in the air like you just don't care, but please remain in place for the recessional.
Please stand. The tassel at this time should be on your right side. We will now all move the tassel over to the left side. You are now graduates of the class of 2021 from Herricks High School. Congratulations!
And that does conclude